I ain't come on here to dance. But this motivation right here is music. My favorite producers, Alchemist. Anyways, just finished seeing a client and I wanted to come by and ask a simple question like, what is a good reason to go to therapy? I mean, what's a good reason? What's a justifiable reason that's out there that you'd actually go to therapy? I ask this question because I've been hearing a lot of reasons why people don't go to therapy. And some of the main ones is that it's just not for me. I don't want to be looked at as crazy. I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be ridiculed. I don't want anyone to find out. And I mean, they don't sound like really good reasons. You know, they are reasons, but are they legit reasons that is keeping you back from going somewhere that will help you be your optimum self? So I just want to hear if you are watching or if you have heard of someone else's reason why they wouldn't go to therapy. Let me know. And it doesn't have to be now live. You can drop it in later. You can just inbox me if it's too public, or you can just saying for a friend. I mean, that's a new thing now. People don't fess up to what they really feel. So you can say I'm saying this for a friend. What are some of the legit reasons why people say they won't go to therapy? I'd like to know as a therapist, because I've heard a lot of excuses why people can't go. I heard it's expensive. Let's just touch on that one thing right there. It's expensive. Yes, it is. It's a cost. But just like anything that you value, you take care of it, you maintain it, it has a cost behind it. Today, in fact, I had to take my car to the shop, had to get a new battery, had to get a nail taken out of my tire. Cost me $127. I'm going to pay it. I need my car to get around, right? You invest in things that are important to you. And so you invest in that car. I invest in my car. But what gets us around from day to day isn't just the vehicle. It's us. It's this flesh and blood right here. And after a while, we're going to do some damage to this body that sometimes can go beyond repair, you know, and that's not what I'm hoping that will happen. But just how a car tells you that, hey man, you might want to change your oil because the oil light comes on, and just how the vehicle may tell you, hey, your air pressure is low in your tire, your body's been telling you something's wrong for the longest. You know, your mental and emotional state hasn't been the same. Your friendships have not been the same. Your social activities have not been the same. Your work ethic hasn't been the same. You just haven't been the same. But yet, you would refuse to take care of something that's important, your mind and your heart. You would refuse that, but you would spend, you'd have a monthly or a weekly or whatever budget to take care of the physical things, you know, like the things that are outside of you, right? But this is the vehicle that we use every day. This is the vehicle that gets us from point A to point B every single day. And if we're not taking care of that, what are we doing, really? You know? And I want my relationships to thrive, but they're not just going to thrive because I got my my tire fixed and my battery changed. I have to make sure that my mind is right. And I got to make sure that right here is right, so that anybody that I encounter won't be, you know how sometimes you can feel someone's energy? Like, I don't want to interfere with other people's energy. I want to put out positivity out there and being my optimum self. And so in order to do that, I got to take care of me. So I asked the question again. What are some of the reasons why you're hearing that people aren't going to therapy? It's expensive. Yeah, we touched on that. Yeah, if you value it, then invest in it, you know? You value your home. You get stuff done to your home all the time. You value your car. You value your business. You invest in your, you invest in all these things. So what's going on up here impacts all of those. What's going on in here impacts all of those. So what are those reasons? Let me know. Say this is not mine, but this is my friend's reason why they haven't gone. But I mean, enough is enough, man. Services are here. All right, let me see. So let's say they don't want to accept that they need a therapist. Yeah, I get it, But nowadays, there are so many different options. You can shop around, You're the consumer. So if you don't like what I'm selling as a therapist, listen, you don't just have to deny me. I would actually help you find someone that better suits you. I can't help everyone, and I know that for a fact. But as therapists, we are obligated to help you find someone. If we can't help you, then we have to give you at least 3 references. So, I mean, come on. Okay, they're afraid of how others would think of them. That's none of their business, right? I've heard that before too, and I have to use this cliche: those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. So if you're improving yourself, who cares what other people think? The stigma that's associated with it, it's only yours if you accept it. And so, yes, you're going to see a therapist. Guess what? People have their therapist numbers on speed dial. I'm just going to say people because I'm going to stay neutral. But people have their therapist numbers on speed dial, yet we're afraid to go to an office that's private, that's confidential. I mean, I don't get it. Some have bad experience with therapists. Yes, you have bad experience with a dentist. What do? You find another one. You have a bad experience with a mechanic. You find another one. I've had so many bad experiences with mechanics. But when I need my car fixed, what do? I go see a mechanic, I mean, you can't throw out the baby with the bathwater. You have to actually keep trying until you find one that's good for you. So what else is out there? Bad experiences? Yeah, that's going to happen, I stopped going to Walmart because I had bad experience. But there are other places I shop. I go to Target. I go to Publix. There are options that are out there. You may not like what Beachstone Counseling have to offer, but there are several other therapists that are in 5 to 10 mile radius of your house. You're just like, no, I'm done. I can't do it. Nah, that's come on. I'm not trying to knock your reasons if that's the valid reason, but you got to do better. Because who end up suffering is not just you, but the people that are around you, your loved ones. They don't get the best you. They don't get the best you. If you have kids, they don't get the best you. And kids can sense it all too, man. When you come around and then the question your kids ask you is, Mommy, are you okay? Daddy, are you okay? Come on. We got to take care of ourselves so we can be the best selves for our family and friends. So what other reasons there are? We talked about finances. We talked about, what people would think about you. We talked about bad experience with therapists. You're the consumer. You have a choice of, I'm talking about hundreds, if not thousands of therapists right in your local area. And I think, someone can help you. But what you don't have to do is settle and don't go to therapy. That's not an option. That's not an option because what I'm afraid of and what I've experienced is that people wait too late. And then we go to the therapist when the issue is already dire, when it's already impacting your social, your relational, your economic, your vocational. And that's when we go and you expect the therapist to just perform a miracle. And when we can't do that, then we're labeled as bad therapists. We're not going to, create miracles. We're going to help you. It might take a while, but don't wait till it's too late. If you don't know how to identify the signs and symptoms, call for a free consultation. Or go online. People go online for everything else. You Google everything else. Google, hey, what are the signs and symptoms of such and such? Some think the therapist can't help them. True. Maybe the therapist can help you, but that doesn't mean that a therapist can't help you. That therapist probably can't help you. But a therapist, if not another one could possibly help you. So, I didn't like my chiropractor. I really didn't like the guy. I don't think he liked me either. You know, he gave me the shock therapy treatment, and it was the worst. He turned it up all the way. He shocked me. I screamed. I'm like, yo, what you doing? I never went back. But I found another chiropractor that valued me, that was able to help me, that took the time to assist me, and we have a great relationship. If I have to go back, I'd go back, you know? And the reason why I think people don't believe therapy can help is because they lack education, you know? This is a field that people go to school for, the same way people go to school for dentistry, for education, for finance. We go to school for this. My degrees are on the wall right there. And then we have internships that are lengthy. And then we have national exams that we have to take. So this is not just a pull out the hat type of thing that we're just throwing out there for everyone to just jump on board. We have been trained. We are ready, and we are here to help. And so let me hear them. What are the other reasons? I see another one said, what's my info? My info is Beachstone Counseling. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Beachstone Counseling. My phone number is 754-300-6127. I take phone calls from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and the rest of the day is allocated towards seeing clients. 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Let me see what else others are saying. People don't go to therapy because some people feel like no one tells them ish. Their way of life is supposed to be different, or they're hurt, or they're so hurt to the point that they don't want to open up their wounds. I get it. Some of these topics, some of these subject matters are very fragile, and that's why you have to find a therapist that has that area of issue or concern as a specialty. There are sexual trauma specialists. There are other specialists that are out there that just work with a specific population of people that deals with a specific population or a specific concern, you know? And so you have your options out there. You don't have to just think that that your issue is going to be the issue that no one can help you with, you know? You can always shop around. You can always find someone. You can always ask for referrals, you know? But get the help. Don't hold these issues, because what I've seen in my young years, I'm not that old, but what I've seen is that these things come back and they bite us, man. They haunt us. Some of us still don't have good relationships based on things that happened to us 20, 25 years ago. We're still dealing with these things that happened because we never dealt with them. And now they're manifesting in all of our relationships. And now people are calling us bitter or angry or, you know, and that's not even true. They don't even know the full context. The issue is that we're not open to getting the help that we need. You know, there's no judgment in therapy. At least there shouldn't be. No judgment. You know, when you come and sit in my office, I'm a neutral party. I'm not there to throw stones. I'm not there to, you know, to be like, oh, for real? Nah, you know. And when you leave here, when I leave here, I leave all the stuff here. There's no going home and pillow talk or me calling my homeboys and sharing the story. It's confidential. We're bound by that ethic. We cannot break. If we break it, then that leaves us open for a lot of liabilities. So, you know, I get it, but you still need to at least give it a shot, because what's been working for you thus far? If it hasn't been working for you, you know, if you're still dealing with issues that are past 5, 10, 15 years, I mean, come on, you know? Don't sit on these issues. Can you please give us a few signs that we should be aware of? All right, sure. Let's say, for example, grief and loss is one of them, you know? And grief and loss isn't something that you can put a timetable on, because grieving, the grieving process is different for everyone. But everyone loses people. I mean, that happens. That's life, right? It depends on how you lost the person could affect the way you grieve. You know, if the person was taken away from you all of a sudden, that's different from grieving from a person who was well into their 80s and 90s and passed away, right? And so you're going to grieve differently. However, the grieving process, if it's done in a healthy way, it would look like someone, that tears up every time the memory comes up, that that is triggered by the memory, or in a specific area or whatever. What's unhealthy is when you start to see the person not eating, not sleeping, or overeating, or oversleeping, or not able to function in their daily lives. Like, they can't go to work, or if they are going to work, they're less productive, or they're not being social, they're not taking care of their hygiene, they're not taking care of themselves like that. What else? I mean, it's impacting their decision making. They're self-medicating. They don't want to feel it. They're in, and so oh man, let me turn this down. So it looks different for different people. When it becomes unhealthy is when it starts to impact your social, vocational, relational, and these areas for over a span of a period of 2 weeks. And I like to talk about grief and loss because that's something that I've dealt with, that I know the Black community don't deal with a lot. We just say, oh, just get over it, you'll be all right, or you're gonna be like that for a while. You don't necessarily have to be. There's healthy grieving. You can grieve. You can even allocate a particular time to grieve, and then when we do grieve, we tend to grieve by ourselves, which still isn't healthy. You have family members, friends that can be there for you. I run a grief and loss group. I would like to see people come together and share their collective feelings on a particular emotion. That helps them that helps them bond with each other. It helps them see that they're not alone, and it helps reinforce support, And so that's one thing. There are plenty of, I could put some resources up on this link to show you some more signs and symptoms. Anxiety is another one. Depression is another one. I could put up some links in this post so that you can know. I mean, you don't necessarily have to stay in a state of emotional and mental distress. You can get healthy. You can smile again. You can have relationships again. You can listen to your favorite song again. You can love living again. You don't have to be alone anymore. You can come outside and enjoy the sunshine or the rain. I love the rain. I love listening to the raindrops fall on the window. You just don't have to stay in that state. A few typos. Okay, I got what you're saying. Let me see what else. Anything else? Yeah, lack of knowledge is a big one, Okay, so here's another point that I have to say, and then I'm out because I got to get some food. But as far as lack of knowledge, there are resources out there. I also run a nonprofit that's called the Go-To Therapist, and we would come to your school, your churches, your community centers, your community organizations, and we would talk about mental health within the Black community. We'll talk about different illnesses, different issues that people deal with as in regards to mental and emotional health. And we will educate people about all of that stuff for free. The Go-To Therapist. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Just send me a message. Let's set a date. We'll come out there and we'll talk to, we'll talk to your church. We'll talk to your community center. We'll talk to your, whomever. If you can get a gathering of 10 or more, we're there. So just let us know. I mean, I'm going to add those links up there. Thanks for spending this brief time with me during lunch. All right, I tend to ramble because I can, but thanks, man. And if someone needs mental health services and you know who they are, send them my information. Again, my number is 754-300-6127. 754-300-6127. Send them my information, and if I can't help them, I will find someone that can help them. All right, so no more excuses. No more excuses. Come on, man. No more excuses. All right, we have way too many options out there to get help right here in South Florida. No more excuses. All right, you guys be good.